do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, ownership, or advertisers of WLAF TV 12, 1450 WLAF Radio, FM 100.9, or 1450WLAF.com.
When every second counts, count on Vital Care MedTrans. You do have a choice when it comes to ambulance service in this area. So when you call 911, ask for the best.
Wait a minute, are you Vital Care?
Yes, we are.
Oh, good.
State-of-the-art equipment and a well-trained staff who stand ready to respond to your call. That's Vital Care MedTrans, when nothing but the best will do.
The check.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We on, Honeybee? All right. Welcome, folks. I'm Jerry Chadwell. Welcome to Straight Talk Live, brought to you by the Polygraph News and our friends down at Vital Care. John Bond and his crew down there is ready to assist you with the county budget in a major state of disarray. I was at the budget meeting the other night, not sure what's going to happen to the county ambulance service. Maybe it's going to stay intact, maybe it's not. But one thing for sure, Vital Care sitting there ready to wait on you. They're ready to pick you up, take you to wherever you got to go, bring you back home, whatever service you need from them. If you call 911, just ask for Vital Care. You see the number there on the bottom if you want to call them directly. But if you call 911, just ask for Vital Care. That's all you have to do. And they'll send Vital Care out to take care of you. They're not in disarray. They're in good shape. They're ready to service you, ready to take care of you. So give them a call. Our friends down at Jacksboro Metals, they're good sponsors. They help us out here, and they're helping the county out. You go by there and look, and you look at all that trash and all that metal and all that junk and all that garbage sitting there. If it wasn't sitting there ready to be shipped out of the county, it'd be laying somewhere out in the county fields and highways and byways. It's just a fact of it, folks. So go down there and take your discarded stuff that you don't need, take it down to Jacksboro Metals. They'll give you a little bit of money for it. If you got a lot, they'll give you a lot of money for it, just depending on how much you bring them. And they'll ship that stuff right out of the county and get it out of here, so we won't have to worry about it anymore. So tonight, at some point in time, I'm thinking probably around 8:30 or so, we're going to have us another straw poll. We're going to do another election. This time, we're probably going to we might do two. What I'm looking at is the mayor of La Follette race. I've got some names that I have there, and if you all want to call in and suggest some names, but I've got three names that I'm gonna give to you, offer to you, and see how you feel about it. See what how you all want to elect on that. And I've got in the city of Caryville. We may as well go ahead and do the city of Caryville. Now, there's one person that I'm gonna put their name in La Follette that I haven't talked to, but I've had a lot of folks tell me they'd like to see him run. I have not talked to him at all about it. Okay, so I'm not telling you he's gonna run. I've just had a lot of folks say they'd like to see him run. Same thing in the city of Caryville. There's a lady down there that I haven't talked to her. She's not committed to me one way or another, or anybody that I know of, that she's going to run for mayor. But there's a lot of folks down there that'd like to see her run for mayor. So probably like to do a little mock election on that. So and if you've got friends out there that are trying to watch on the internet, unfortunately the internet's, my understanding, is not working tonight. So call them, and if you know folks that are watching, that generally watch on the internet, and they're trying to search for the show and just call them and let them know. Say, folks, the internet's not working tonight. So I don't know what's going on with it. Hopefully they can get it fixed at some point in time. It seems to be, just to be honest with you, it seems to be really inconsistent. I don't understand why there's such a problem with it, but there seems to be. So on the internet feed as far as the show. So, but let's start off here. let's start off with the city of La Follette. Now, I'm not talking about the election, straw poll election yet. We'll get to that later. But if you go to WLAF's internet page at 1450WLAF.com, they've got, I'm not sure who did this article. Let's see if I can, I don't know if Susan Sharp or Beth Braden did this article. I'd like to give either one of them credit if I knew which one of them did the article. But it's probably one or the other, either Susan Sharp or Beth Braden. I'm thinking one or the other did this article on WLAF. And the first thing I noticed, and the first thought that comes to my mind, is the children are out to play again, acting like children in the city council meeting. It's just that simple, folks. And I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings, but it's just that simple. Acting like little bitty kids down there, and just, getting their childish personal feelings in the way of taking care of the city. It's just that simple. I mean, when you have to have, there's a picture here showing 4 police officers had to get up because of some childish stuff going on. They had to get up and get around the table, to protect themselves from themselves, some of them. Bob Fannin was on the RL show the other night, and, I didn't get to hear all of it. I'm sure he discussed that and discussed this city administrator thing. Which, by the way, in case you didn't know, and I'm going to give you my opinion of this, they're saying that Jimmy Jeffers is probably going to be, the last I heard, Jimmy Jeffers is probably going to be announced Monday, voted in as the new city administrator. Folks, that ain't been no secret for over a month now. There's been no secret that that's going to happen for over a month. I had somebody call me and say, why did they spend all the money they did, go through that process again when they knew they knew all along, okay? And it's my opinion, because I heard it a month ago that that's the way it's going to go, over a month ago, that's the way it's going to go, okay? I had people telling me that Jimmy Jeffers, and he may do a great job, and I'm not against Jimmy Jeffers. I'm just saying the way they did it, they made no secret of it some time ago, that even when they started spending the money again to go through the whole process again, had 35 people send in resumes and applications, whatever it was they sent in. There was no need in all that. There just wasn't, okay? Somebody told me, and I don't know for a fact, the only reason they did it again was because Mr. Jeffers didn't get his application in the first time. Now, somebody told me that. I don't know that for a fact, okay? But somebody that was an applicant this time told me, said the reason they didn't hire out of the first group was simply because Mr. Jeffers didn't get his application in the first time, and that's who they wanted all along, the ones that are going to vote for him. It's not hard to see what's going on. It's not difficult at all. They've got some good people that applied for that position that never even got a phone call. Never even got a phone call. I know several of them, and I think several of them would make, never even got a chance to interview, okay? I don't know why they went through just the notion or the motions to make it look like they were trying to do this thing on the up and up, when, I was told over a month ago who was going to be the city administrator, So, and hopefully Mr. Jeffers, if it does turn out that way, hopefully he'll do a great job for you folks in the city of La Follette. As far as I know, he's done a really fine job as the police chief. Unfortunately, that means they'll have to find somebody else to be the new police chief. And looks like they're probably going to hire from within on that situation, So it'll just be interesting to see how that goes. They have, there's some good people that are apparently lining themselves up for that position. Now, how that'll go, who knows, but one of the things that the article on the WLAF's website says that Mayor Stanfield and Councilman Hatmaker apparently was at each other's throats, or almost at each other's throats again. So why they're doing that, why they choose to act like that at the city council meeting, who knows? Next November, you folks as citizens in the city of La Follette are going to have an opportunity to decide if you want that to continue or not. Okay, I don't know if the city council seats up. I'm pretty sure the mayor seats up. I've talked to Mike, and Mike wants to run. I think he said he's going to run one more time. I think he said he'd like to serve 4 more years. Of course, that'll be at the discretion of the voters. I've been told that Hansford is probably going to run for mayor. I don't know that for sure, but I've been told that he's going to run for mayor, and those are 2 of the names that I'm going to give you here in a little bit to do a straw poll election. Is going to be Mike and Hansford, and then I've got one more to go with it, and I'll throw that out to you in just a few minutes, and we'll see how you feel about that. But what I'm reading on the internet here, as far as what the WLAF's article says happened to cause all this commotion, folks, it's stuff that second graders do. It's just, it's that simple. And I apologize if I hurt anybody's feelings over that, Mayor Stanfield or Councilman Hatmaker. I apologize if I hurt your feelings, but this is stuff that second graders do. It's just, seriously, this is not stuff you expect to see in a city council meeting. You just really don't. This is a shame that this stuff goes on. So. Apparently, Councilmember Fannin and Councilmember Thompson was begging them to, let's just move on, let's drop this and move on and move on. But eventually, if you look up there, they had 4 officers, and then there's another picture shows 3 officers standing around the table, to keep the mayor and the councilman from getting at each other. Now, folks, that's just absolutely ridiculous. Just say it like it is, and I know I'm making some people mad taking this stance, but it's absolutely ridiculous. So, but you can see all that, and you can read the article, and I'm sure there's going to be more to come on. Okay. Somebody texted me about the internet. I'm sorry about that, folks. There's nothing I can do. Somebody send me a text and saying the internet's, they can't get it on the internet. They're trying to watch it and they can't. I apologize. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't know what's going on, why the station can't get that worked out. Maybe y'all call Jim Freeman and ask him. He's on vacation right now. Maybe next week you call and ask him. I don't know, but just can't seem to get that worked out for some reason. So, but they do a real good job on their website. First thing I do every morning when I get up is I go to 1450WLAF.com and see what's going on the news. Now Jim's on vacation, so it takes a little longer to get it uploaded now, because Jim usually gets up at 4:30, 5 o'clock and has it all ready when you get up. And I noticed this morning that it wasn't ready till 9 or 10 or something like that. But through the week normally it's good to go. So if nobody wants to call and talk about the city of La Follette, we're going to have a straw poll here in a few minutes. If nobody wants to talk about the childish antics going on down there, or anything that's going on down there, one thing I would like to know, somebody that knows, I had somebody call me today and ask me what is the latest on trying to get a smoking ban in the city parks. I know I read something a few weeks ago that they're trying to ban smoking altogether in the city parks I think somebody talked about it last week, and I haven't been able to get any information on it. Maybe somebody out there knows what's going on, or, if they were able to vote that in, or I actually had somebody tell me today that state law prevents them from doing that. Now, I don't have any idea. I don't know. I don't smoke. I don't generally go to the city's parks. It's not something that to be honest with you, it's not something I care about. It's not something I'm willing to get involved in. It's just not that big a deal to me. I'm glad smoking's outlawed in restaurants because I don't like it because I don't smoke. But as far as the city parks, they can do whatever they want to there. As far as the government, so. But let's talk about the county budget for a few minutes. I was at the budget and finance meeting Monday night. Started at 7 o'clock and lasted till about 9. Let's see what we got here. You're on the air.
Hey, Jerry, this is Bob Fanning.
Hey, Bob Fanning.
Hey, on the smoking, we have to pass board on 3 readings, but we have to put a designated area in each park. But we are going to pass a non-smoking, but there will be a designated.
Okay, so that is going to pass.
Yes.
So you have to do that, Bob. It goes by ordinance, and you have to pass it 3 times?
Yes.
And then is it a certain amount of days, 30 days, 60 days, or does it become effective immediately?
We'll do the first and second reading on Monday night. That's when our meeting is.
Okay.
And then the next meeting, the 1st of September.
Yeah.
Do the 3rd reading. And if it passed, all 3 readings passed, it'll go into effect
immediately.
Yes.
Okay, so what he said, folks, I hope you can hear him because I'm trying to fix the volume here because I could barely hear him. Bob, correct me if I'm wrong. They're going to pass this, but you have to designate an area within the park to allow folks to smoke?
Yes.
Okay. So there's going to be a designated area within the parks, but they're going to pass this. And I think it's a good thing, Bob. I don't smoke, so I think it's a good thing. I commend you.
We've got, especially the Sergeant Park, we've got so much new equipment.
Right.
People go down and look at it, we've got artificial turf and everything for the children so they don't, so they can use it, doesn't get muddy and all that stuff. And we got to protect our investment, and that's the reason we're doing this.
Right, absolutely. And probably more kids are using that park than anybody else anyway.
Yeah. So
they don't need to be doing that down there around the kids.
So, Johnny will tell us Monday night, will give us the area of each park.
Johnny Burge?
Will be designated.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's going to be a far quarter, okay?
Okay.
But
thank you, buddy.
It will pass. Anything else you need?
Hey, I'm going to have a straw poll election. Pay attention and call back in here in a few minutes.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
You're on the air.
During Monday, Bob was on there, and somebody went into the council, the city hall there, and took a drill. They didn't have no key to get into the office, and they took a key and got into the office.
You took a drill?
A drill and drilled a hole out in the door where they could get in.
Okay.
And then took the crowbar and prized the desk open. This is all public record, Harry. What would happen, Bob let on like...
Well, if I remember right, that was Hansford Hatmaker did that, right?
Well, listen, I ain't saying who it was.
Okay.
Bob said that the law couldn't do nothing about that.
Okay.
And he was elected councilman in Carroll down there, and you would have a key to get into the municipal building. And let's say some night you went in there and you took you a drill, and you had a drill, and you drilled the lock out, and you took you a crowbar, and let's put a little pair of glasses on you too.
Right.
What would they do to you? You tell me they can't do nothing to you?
Well,
explain explain that. I don't understand that.
Well, maybe Mr. Fannin, he's listening, and maybe he'll call back and explain that, because I didn't get to hear that Monday night.
In your house, you went into your house.
Now, my house is different than a public building when you're talking about an elected official. I don't know the answer.
Worcester is a public official.
Right.
I believe it would be Worcester to go in. I don't know who this person was, but somebody called them,
Yeah.
Monday night and asked Bob about
Okay, well, that's Mr. Fannin calling back. Let me ask him about it.
But
Okay?
they didn't want to do nothing about it. He said Jerry Detsler would probably do something about it, but he wasn't in it.
Okay.
And these same
Yeah.
people,
Well, let me get to Bob. Bob's on here. Let me.
one more thing, these same people took a car and went to Memphis and spent $1,000 or more dollars of the taxpayers' money
Right.
and on a credit card.
Right.
And Mike Stanfield is the only one that tried to get it back.
Right.
Bob and the Thompson woman,
Yeah.
they said no.
Right. Okay, let me ask Bob about it. You call back in a minute.
Hey, Jerry.
You call back in a minute, okay?
All right.
Thank you, buddy. You're on the air.
Hey, Jerry, this is Bob.
Hey, Bob.
On that with Mr. Hatmaker.
Okay.
He admitted it's in the press and all that.
I thought he admitted that, yeah.
All the information was taken, investigated to the DA, the former DA, and she did nothing about it. We can't, did we turn all the evidence and this stuff in? Yes, but the DA did nothing about it.
Okay, so it's a situation where the DA chose not to do anything, and if the DA doesn't do anything, your hands are tied.
There's nothing we can do.
There's nothing you can, absolutely, I agree with you totally.
And common sense says, hey, what's going on? I agree with the gentleman's call,
Right,
but they decided it wasn't worth prosecuting.
right,
That's what happened. Okay.
right.
So the way Mike and Hanford feel about each other right now, that was taken to the DA, and he told us it was. I mean,
Right, and that person also asked Mr. Fannin about the credit card charges. I remember one time, I think you were trying to get that back.
we used the credit card charges to all they had done. There were two different trips. There was unauthorized,
Right,
right around $460 each.
okay,
And that's all Reed, our attorney, said we could do, because insurance took care of the cars. If the insurance had to take care of the cars, we would have, it'd been a lot more, okay?
so were you able to get that money back?
Off on the cars, yes.
No, on the credit card charges.
No, I mean, we can't take it out of his pay. We can't, we can go to small claims court.
So other than that, there's really not a mechanism to get it back.
It costs us more to get it back.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Well, one of these days we'll have an opportunity. Somebody will owe somebody, and I'm sure that it would be yanked. Okay?
Right.
All right.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
All right.
Okay, and that's what I thought. I thought I had heard that once before, that on the credit card issue, there's just not a mechanism, there's not a way set up in the city charter to get that back, okay? And because it was a former city administrator who was a city administrator at the time, and it was a city councilman, I guess allegedly or supposedly or whatever, the city administrator authorized that use, which my understanding was within his right to do so. Okay, there may be some disagreement on that, but my understanding, it was within his right as the city administrator to authorize that. There is no mechanism, as Mr. Fannin said. There's just really no way to get that back. Okay, if you took them to small claims court, is it worth paying for small claims court to take them? You might win, you might not win. Okay, because if you read that city charter, the city administrator has quite a bit of authority to do some of those things. So, and to authorize some of those things. Now, it has to be authorized properly. What the proper channels are to authorize that, I'm not sure. And maybe that's the discrepancy on that, okay? I'm not sure how that goes, what the discrepancy is. But, it's just, as Mr. Fannin explained, and I've been to enough of those meetings when they've talked about the credit cards that I thought I remembered correctly, but I'm glad Mr. Fannin explained it. There's just no way to get it back. Legally, other than going to court, there's just no way to get it back. And it's $800 or just a little more than $800. It's not really worth, the hassle of going to court, because what I think they've done, I think they've changed the process in the city for allowing those credit cards to be used, okay? So if you've changed the process, then you fix the situation so that it doesn't happen again. You've basically taken care of it, and there really isn't reason to do any more. You're on the air.
I just cannot see why a chief of police cannot arrest somebody that broke into a office and took stuff out of it. Nobody knows what they took.
I think they do know what they took. And the chief of police, hold on, let me finish, okay? The chief of police can do all the arresting he wants to. If the district attorney decides not to bring the charge, there's nothing that can be done. And that's what happened in this case. The district attorney, at the time, it was Lori Jones, okay?
If you went home this evening and somebody was breaking in,
But I understand what you're saying if you went home. There's a lot of difference between my home and your home and that city building down there. There's a lot of difference.
okay, and
The laws are not the same.
you're telling me that a citizen can go into that building
Not a citizen. We're talking about a city council member. You're not talking about a citizen.
and go in and drill public property, destroy public property? Now,
No, I'm not telling you this. I'm telling you the district attorney decided not to bring the charge. Not Jerry Chadwell, not Bob Fannin, not Ann Thompson, not Joe Bolinger, not Hansford, and not Mike Stanfield. The district attorney decided not to bring charges in this situation. There's nothing they could do about it, and that was Lori Jones. That was not Jared Effler.
what? No, I didn't say it was Jerry Deffer.
Well, I just wanted to make sure people understand that was Lori Jones, not Jared Effler.
Who? The Ten Commandments. Do you know what the Ten Commandments is, Jerry?
I understand that.
Do you know what the Ten Commandments is?
Yes, I do.
One of them is thou shalt not steal.
Yeah, you're right.
If that wasn't stealing money going to Memphis down there, they ain't a cow in Texas.
I understand exactly what you're saying, brother, and I'm not saying I agree with you or disagree with you, but once again, if the district attorney chooses not to do anything about it, there's nothing that can be done.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Okay.
The Attorney General, the FBI, the TBI, that's what they're for. I believe the TBI got involved in it, Jerry.
Okay.
The TBI was one. It wasn't Jared. It wasn't Miss Phillips. It was the TBI. It got pushed under the rug just like the money where they went down there and wrecked it.
Okay. So whether it was Miss Phillips or the TBI, it wasn't the folks in the city of La Follette. They turned it all over, tried to do something about it. It wasn't them. Okay.
He should have been arrested.
Okay. Then we need to call Miss Phillips and ask her why she didn't, or call the TBI and ask them why they didn't. The city can't do anything about it. It's just like
Bob should get back on the phone there and say why that Jimmy Jeffers, the chief of police, he destroyed public property.
Jimmy Jeffers didn't destroy public property.
Beautiful. It belonged to the people. It didn't belong to whoever it was broke into that law.
Absolutely, I understand.
It belonged to the people.
I understand. Well, now, are you one of the people in the city of La Follette?
I am.
You need to go tomorrow, since you feel so strong about it, and you need to file a charge against that council member.
The people.
You're as a citizen of the city of La Follette, you have that right. You can go file a charge against him with the police.
What would you think they'd do to you if you was a councilman down in Cherryville? Maybe that's why you didn't get to be a councilman down in Cherryville.
Because I wouldn't go break in the building?
because you think nobody would arrest you. I bet your butt would be in jail.
It may be, I don't know. It may be, you know. I mean, I'm sorry you're not willing to understand what I'm trying to explain to
No,
you.
I don't. I understand
Yeah.
the Ten Commandments, and that
And you know our laws don't go by the Ten Commandments. They just don't.
you're going to have him on the ballot there in a few minutes.
I am.
You're going to put him in as a mayor.
I'm not.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Sure, it don't make no difference how much people fusses on that right there. When the DA don't bring charges, when she releases it, there's nothing nobody can do.
There's not a thing anybody can do. If she says she's not going to charge them,
Your face turns blue. There's nothing can be done.
you can argue all you want. It's dead. It's it's just it's that simple. And the TBI can investigate it all day long if they want to. But if Miss Jones, Miss Phillips, when she decided I'm not going to bring these charges, that ended the situation. It ended it.
That's right.
Jimmy Jeffers as the police chief could have went and made an arrest before she made that decision if she wanted to, but then he would have just walked away scot-free because she ain't charging him. Okay. Now, what that citizen didn't want to understand, as a citizen of the city of La Follette, you have that right to go to the police station tomorrow if you want to and bring that charge yourself, and somebody has to act upon it. They have to. They don't have any choice.
And the thing of it is, if you do, then you're going to have to be the one to finance your backing yourself for it.
So, well, not necessarily, because what happens if you file that charge, okay, which again, as a citizen of that city, you have the right to do that. Okay, they have to look into it. They'll have to get it to Jared Effler, because what's going to happen? Robbie Goins, the sheriff, has done this several times. When he has somebody that's one of his officers or somebody that's in his employ that is involved in something, he don't investigate that himself. He turns that over to the TBI. Okay, they had a shooting the other day. An officer a shooting. They had some nut job up in the woods shooting at one of their officers, and their officer shot back at him. Okay. Robbie's office is not investigating that shooting. He turned that over to the TBI, which is the right thing to do.
Well, yeah,
You turn that over to the you don't investigate yourself. He turned that over to the TBI to make sure his officer did everything the way he should have done. And I'm sure when it's all said and done, his officer's going to, unfortunately he shot somebody. I don't think they died, but he shot somebody, and I'm satisfied. I'm thoroughly satisfied that it's going to come out that his officer was well within their right to handle that situation the way they did. Same thing at the city of La Follette. Tell me if you agree with me on this.
yes, sir.
When Jimmy Jeffers heard about that situation, that council member took that drill, that crowbar, whatever happened, he turned that over to the TBI. He didn't investigate that. He wasn't going to go make that arrest.
He should have turned it over.
Absolutely. It was the right thing to do to turn that over to the TBI. When Miss Phillips decided she's not going to prosecute it, that ended it. Nothing else mattered from that point on.
That's what Bob Fannin last week did. They done everything they could to bring it forward, but when the district attorney, he got in front of him, he dismissed it. And that was it.
That's what he just said when he called in here a few minutes ago. He said, once the district attorney said, we're done, we're not taking this any further, that's it. They're not taking it any further.
Well, they can't when he dismisses it.
Yeah, when she dismissed it.
I mean, people can go.
But I think, and I'm sure there's a statute of limitations on that, and it may be out of the statute of limitations. It may not be. I don't know.
It is. I think it's 12 months anyway.
Well, then it would be out of the statute of limitations. But if it weren't, you as a citizen, anybody as a citizen, this guy feels strongly about it.
Oh, yeah.
Get the gumption up, get the courage up, get the nerve up to go down there yourself and file a charge on it. Don't count on somebody else doing it for you. Go down there yourself and file a charge.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I'm a citizen and I feel like the citizens were done wrong, and file a charge on it.
Yeah. That's what Bob tried to explain the other night.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
Understood. If you wanted to go in further, if you're a citizen, go and bring it up yourself.
Go and bring it up yourself. They did all they could. There's
Yep.
nothing more they could do.
And I mean, I understand that. I mean, hey, I may not agree with you, but I understand.
Yeah.
When that DA turns it loose, that's it.
That's it. I mean, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I mean, in my eyes, I mean, breaking and entering is breaking and entering. You know, if you take a drill to open a door and then take a crowbar to open something else, you've obviously had to break and enter. You probably didn't have the right to be in there. Okay.
That's right.
You know, because I may be wrong. My understanding is the mayor has all the keys to all the buildings down there. I'm not sure all the council members do. And if you don't have keys to all of the rooms and all of the buildings in the city of La Follette, then obviously you don't have the authority to enter those anytime you want to.
Yeah, that's right. Stay out of it.
Stay out, you know, so there you go. So do you live in the city?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get on with this vote, see how this goes.
Okay, go
Now,
ahead.
if you want to call in, you're welcome to call in, okay?
All right, Jerry.
I won't tell nobody you don't live in the city.
All right.
Okay, thank you, buddy. Great discussion so far, folks. Even whether I agree with you, whether I don't agree with you, I appreciate the discussion, having a great discussion on that. I'll be glad to continue that discussion on if you want to. Mr. Fannin, I appreciate Mr. Fannin calling in here, giving us some words as far as to, how that thing is gone. We've gotten in here a little deeper than I wanted to. I want to do a straw poll election for the city mayor in La Follette. That election's coming up November a year from now, so about 16 months, something like that. That election's coming up 15, 16 months. That election's coming up. So I'm going to give you 3 names. I hope you all participate on this. The first name, obviously, is Mayor Stanfield. I talked to him, and he said he'd like to run one more time. He'd like to serve one more time. I've been told that Hansford Hatmaker, and that's going to be the second name, that Hansford Hatmaker is considering running against Mike for mayor. And then the third name I've got, I promise you, I have not talked to this person. As far as I know, he doesn't know that I'm good. I did talk to several people in La Follette, okay? And they all of them that I've talked to in La Follette have told me they would like to see this person run for mayor. And it's the only reason I'm putting his name in here. I promise you, I haven't talked to him. I have no inkling at all that he's thinking about running for mayor. He may be, he may not be. I don't have any idea. But I've had a bunch of people tell me that they would like to see Johnny Burge run for mayor in the city of La Follette. Okay? So I'm gonna give you 3 names, and let's run this thing. Hopefully we'll get to somebody gets to 20 votes first, and then we'll cut it off. So we're gonna have Mike Stanfield, Hansford Hatmaker, and Johnny Burge are the 3 names that I've got here. Let's see how this thing goes. You're on the air.
I wouldn't vote for, don't need 3, but I'd say Bob Fannin.
I don't think Bob's interested in running for mayor. So he might be, I don't know him, but I'll put his name down here, okay?
All righty.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Mike Stanfield.
Mike Stanfield, thank you, ma'am. So, okay, we're getting off to a slow start here. Let's go. You're on the air.
42 votes for Johnny Bird.
Well, do you have 42 in your household?
All over the place.
All over the place. Okay, thank you.
They all speak Spanish, though.
Okay.
Hillary's going to let them vote.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
Okay, right.
You're on the air.
Mike Stanfield, 2 votes.
2 votes. Okay, thank you. You're on the air.
2 votes, Johnny Bird.
Johnny Burge. Okay, thank you. Okay, come on, folks. One of them's ringing. You're on the air.
2 votes.
Huh?
2 votes for Mike Stanfield.
2 for Mike Stanfield. Okay, thank you, buddy. Okay, we're off to a strong start here. We got 9 votes cast so far. I'd like to I'd like to get about 20 more at least. Come on, I know people's in La Follette watching. You're on the air.
4 for Bob Fannin.
4 for Bob Fannin.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You're on the air.
2 for Stanfield.
2 for Stanfield.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Well, they threw Bob Fannin's name in here, so I'm counting him up. So if you want to call for Bob, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, I just been up there about 4 years, but I know something for sure. You and I both got that road blacktop down next to the courthouse. I think you and I ought to run.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye. You're on the air.
4 for Stanfield.
4 for, have you got 4 in your household?
You got it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we got it. We need a few more, folks. We need a few more. You're on the air.
3 for Bob Fannin.
3 for Bob Fannin. Thank you. You're on the air.
3 for Fannin there.
3 for Fannin.
Yes.
Okay. We're running neck and neck there. Thank you. You're on the air. You're on the air. Hello. You're on the air.
2 for Cliff Jennings.
2 for Cliff. Now I can tell you, I talked to Cliff, and he told me, because I asked him, and he said there ain't a chance that's going to happen.
Oh, sure he will.
Thank you, buddy. You're on the air.
3 for Johnny Burge.
3 for Johnny Burge.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, right now come on, I need about 20 more votes. You're on the air.
3 for Stanfield.
3 for Stanfield. Okay, thank you. Okay, we need a few more. You're on the air.
2 for Stanfield.
2 for Stanfield. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. We're getting close. We need a few more votes. So I'm kind of surprised it's going, not that it's Mike's going as good as he is. Mike's doing very well. You're on the air.
2 for Stanfield.
2 for Stanfield. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, give just a few more votes will put us over. So, I thought a couple of these others that you're on the air.
2 for Johnny Burge.
2 for Johnny Burge. Okay, thank you. Few more votes will put us, we'll get us where we want to be. I need a few more, folks. Come on, give me a call. I'm not really cut this off yet. You're on the air.
2 for Stanfield.
2 for Stanfield. Thank you, ma'am.
2 for Stanfield.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you. You're on the air.
2 for Johnny.
2 for Johnny. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm ready to, if we get another call, I'll count you, but I'm ready to, okay. You're on the air.
I want 2 for Stanfield.
2 for Stanfield. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay. If, like I said, if somebody else calls, I'll count your vote, but right now, the way I've got this, let's go from top to bottom. We got Mike Stanfield with 22 votes, Bob Fannin with 11, Johnny Burge with 10, Cliff Jennings with 2, and unfortunately Hansford Hatmaker didn't get any. Or if he did, I don't remember. I didn't mark anything down there. So, Bob got almost 50% by himself. I mean, excuse me, Mike did. You're on the air.
This is Hanford. I'm gonna put him down for Mike Stanfield.
Thank you. Oh, that wasn't Hansford, folks. So, but like I said, Mike Stanfield and my little unscientific vote. You're on the air.
2 for Stanfield.
Okay, we're gonna mark him up to 24. Thank you. You're on the air.
1 for Stanfield.
1 for Stanfield. Okay, thank you. Okay. So let's cut that thing off because it's pretty clear. Mike's got 25 votes. You're on the air.
Stanfield 2.
2, okay, thank you, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that gives Mike 27, Bob Fannin with 11, Johnny Burge with 10, Cliff Jennings with 2, and Hansford with 0. So I think that's pretty clear. You're on the air.
We need 2 for Stanfield.
2 more for Stanfield?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So by my little unscientific, and there's nothing scientific at all about this, folks. It's pretty clear how you folks feel. You're on the air.
3 for Fannin.
3 for Fannin. Okay, that brings him up to 14. Thank you, ma'am. So I appreciate you folks getting on board and calling in. It makes it a lot easier when you participate. And I appreciate you participating. We got a bunch of calls. We got a bunch of votes. You're on the air. You're on the air.
Okay, I want 6 for Bob Fannin.
6?
6, yes.
Now I got to ask you. I'm on this meeting. Do you have 6 voters right in there?
I have 6 voters. Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm just taking your word for it.
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, that jumped Bob up real strong, but I don't think, I may be wrong, but I don't think Bob's going to run for mayor. He might, I may be wrong, I just don't see it. But that gets him up there pretty strong with that. So, and I'll probably turn these over to Jim Freeman. Maybe they'll put them on the page like they did last time. You're on the air.
2 for Stanfield.
2 for Stanfield, okay. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off, folks. I appreciate you participating, but we're gonna cut this off. Because I'd like to talk about the county budget just a little bit, the looming tax increase coming on the county budget before I get off here. This is a great participation, I appreciate it. And I'm gonna tell you the way it ended up, okay? I'm not taking, if you call, I appreciate you calling, but I'm not counting any more votes. Mike Stanfield got 31. Bob Fannin got 20. Johnny Burge got 10. Cliff Jennings got 2. And Hansford Hatmaker got 0. And we had 1 fake caller, and I'm telling you it was fake. It was not Hansford. That claimed to be Hansford and said he was going to vote for Mike. May be wrong, but I just don't see that happening. So I actually thought Johnny would get, because I've talked to a lot of folks that said they would like to see Johnny Burge run for mayor. And again, I have not talked to Johnny Burge about that at all. Okay, I just had a lot of folks say they'd like to see him run, and I threw his name in there. So I apologize to Johnny for but anyway, that's what we got. Let's see if we get. You're on the air.
Hey, Jerry.
Yes, ma'am.
They were talking about the statute of limitations.
Right.
Things. Back out at Baker Sports, that body that dug up out there, it is on the books that there's a statute of limitations of 11 months, 29 days. After that, they can break all they want to, and there's not a thing can be done about it.
Right. Yeah, once that statute of limitations runs out, it's over with.
But I mean, that's ridiculous to have a statute like that for digging up a body.
Yeah, and I don't have a clue what you're talking about. So, but yeah, I didn't know anybody. When did that happen?
That was 17 years ago.
Oh, okay, 17 years ago.
But it was in the papers about 2 years ago about
Okay.
on Don Dare, all of them, they were all out there and they had the proof and everything.
That it happened. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but there was a statute of limitations on it. They could not prosecute them.
Okay.
And the same people were still out there running it.
Oh, okay.
So people that have lots out at Baker's Forge, be on the watch out, because a lot of the lots that have been sold have people already buried there.
Well, I remember that discussion coming up,
Yeah,
but I didn't remember that other thing you were saying. So,
yes, they sure did.
okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we've got just a few minutes, and gosh, I kind of hate to get into the budget thing. They're going to have a meeting tomorrow night. You're on the air.
Yeah, at the county commission meeting the other night, I noticed they mentioned that one of the litter control officers had been terminated. Do you know anything about that?
I do know that one of the litter control officers was terminated, yes.
Can you call his name?
Was it Glenn Nelson? Is Nelson?
Nelson, yeah. Well, Monday was...
Is that his name? Is that his name, Glenn Nelson?
Yeah, Monday handled this part of the county up here, and Nelson handled the
Okay.
lower part. And I figured it was Nelson, but...
Right, it was Nelson. And only information I got on it was that there is a TB. I think if I understand correctly, if I remember correctly, there is a TBI investigation going on. And when you get a TBI investigation going on, you cannot get any information about what it's about. They will not release any information. The TBI has for some reason state legislative protection that you can't, even under the Federal Freedom of Information Act, they do not release any information about an ongoing investigation until that investigation's over. I have no idea what the investigation is even into. I don't know what they're looking at, okay? So, because I tried to find out.
Okay,
And I don't know Mr. Nelson. I don't know what his situation. I just know that I think that's right. He was the one terminated.
Okay, I understand all that. I
Okay.
wanting to make sure that, I understood that right.
Yeah.
Talking about,
And I think the county commission, if I remember correctly, decided, I think they voted and decided not to refill that position and actually give Glennis Mundy a little bit of a raise. I think I remember reading that.
Yeah, they promoted him to sergeant.
Okay, promoted him to sergeant. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you've ever worked with Glennis, Glennis is a fantastic guy. I think Glennis does a great job. And the Nelson fella, I understand he was with the department a long, long time. If I've ever met him, I don't know him. I don't know him enough to comment on anything about him. I really don't know him.
Well, I know him personally.
Okay, I don't know him. So
Yeah, he does, I thought a good job down in the lower part of Campbell County.
okay,
That kind of shocked me, when I heard that.
right.
I couldn't find out anything, and I thought you might know. And
You won't find out anything because the TBI is doing an investigation.
I really didn't want to know
Yeah.
about that. I just
Right.
know, if he had been terminated.
It's my understanding he has been terminated.
I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Are you going to have that vote on Carroll?
I probably don't have enough time, so probably have to wait till next week on that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Yeah, hey, Cherry, did you hear of a 17-year-old kid get, they found him dead up there in Scott County where,
A 17-year-old kid?
yeah, 17-year-old.
I haven't heard anything about that. Do you know anything about it? I mean, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they said there's a 17-year-old boy they found up there dead today. Didn't look like it had no bangs or knots or anything, so they just couldn't figure out what happened.
Okay.
I just wondered if he was here
Was the boy from here? Was it from Scott County or what?
from Scott County.
He's from Scott County.
Yeah.
I'll call somebody up there that I know and see if I can find out anything, and probably get RL to bring some information Monday night, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Hey, I'm appealing this election to the Federal Election Commission.
Are you?
Count somebody's 2 votes, 4 votes, and 6 votes. You got to count my 42.
Well, I know you're a liar, so.
I know Johnny won hands down. But anyway, hey, did you hear the senior center is charging people for Meals on Wheels? You know, they get all this money. They get a lot of money from a hospital board, you know, that.
I know one person I talked to said that she goes down there every day and buys her lunch. It's $5.
Well, yeah, but Meals on Wheels, I thought was supposed to be a charitable effort.
Now, what do you mean? You're talking about where they take them out to people?
Yeah, Meals on Wheels, they haul them out to people that are handicapped, can't get out,
Right.
and they have to have a certain low income. And it's called Meals on Wheels, and it used to be free, and now they're charging, and a lot of people are dropping it because
They can't afford it.
the charge is higher than what the meal is worth.
Yeah, and in my understanding, yeah, I've always thought Meals on Wheels was a free program.
Yeah, a charitable enterprise. They're not supposed to be charging for that. You know, there's a lot going on down there at the senior center. There needs to be an audit. Somebody needs to look into all that money going in that place, find out where it's all going out.
Huh.
But anyway, great show tonight so far. Keep it up.
So far, we ain't got but a minute left.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay. The election I want to have on Carrot City, Caryville, I promise you I'll try to get to that next week. We'll try to have that next week. Just didn't get time. Had a lot of participation on the City of La Follette one, and they had a lot of folks calling and having a discussion about issues going on in the City of La Follette. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Anytime you all participate makes me sitting here a lot easier. I promise you it does. If you don't call and I'm sitting here and I don't have a call, after about 10, 15 minutes, I'm done, okay? If you don't participate, I'm done, and it'll be time to go to the house, because I can only bring you so much information. You're on the air.
Yeah, have you got any more or heard any more information about Rhonda when it was murdered?
Right, about who?
About Rhonda?
Miss Daughtry?
Yeah.
I've not heard a thing about that. I don't know what's going on. I know they're still looking, and that investigation is still going on. It's not stopped, I promise you that.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard a thing.
Okay, buddy.
Thank you. How much time we got, Honey Bee? 30 seconds. Okay, she said we got 30 seconds. Go visit our friends down at Jacksboro Metals. Take all your stuff down there. They'll pay you for it. The metals, aluminum, all that stuff. Take it down there. John Bond, Vital Care. Jeff Bond, his son. They got experience. They can take care of you. Call 911. Ask for Vital Care. It's all you have to do. They'll come see you. I appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Wait a minute. Are you Vital Care?
Yes, we are.
Good.